with what the Tory council were actually proposing?
Well, the council bent over backwards to give the developers everything they wanted. This isn't an £8 billion scheme. It's actually more like a £12 or £14 billion scheme. The developers are going to make a profit of around 20%. So that means that they're going to be making about £2 billion profit out of the scheme. The estates would be destroyed. You'd have the density massively increased. If everybody thought this was such a marvellous thing, then why was it that the residents of the estates voted by 4-1 against the scheme when they were consulted? And why is it that the Conservative councillors were thrown out in that ward and in the surrounding
Okay,
wards?
Jonathan, let's ask Greg then. Jonathan's claiming it was more about the developers, less about the residents, and the money that you were proclaiming to have for the regeneration and indeed for affordable housing is perhaps half of what you were suggesting.
That's all well documented and out in the public domain. At the end of the day, London needs new homes. And in Hammersmith and Fulham, a third of all households in the borough are already socially rented. A third. And at the other end of the spectrum, we've got the fourth highest land values in Britain. And what Conservatives wanted to do and needed to do was provide homes for people in the middle, struggling to get on the property ladder, intermediate homes, part by part rent, or what we were really proud of, our discount market scheme that allowed people to buy properties with no rental element at a massive discount from their market value.
OK, well, listen, unfortunately, the current Labour leader, Stephen Cowan, wasn't unable to make it onto the show today, but he did send us this statement, just responding to all of these things here. Now, Stephen Cowan says Conservatives' criticisms are either too late, as we had a full debate during the election, or they're too early, as technically they're still the administration for this council until 16th of June. He also sent us a statement over what's going on in Charing Cross Hospital, and he says Conservative councillors voted to support plans to demolish Charing Cross Hospital and see it replaced with what will be a GP-led clinic, just 13% the size of the former hospital. So, Greg, really disputing what you were saying there, saying that you had no plans of demolishing Charing Cross Hospital.
It's absolutely crackers. First of all, the council doesn't run hospitals. The council does not own the land on which the hospital sits on. Even if we wanted it knocked down, we couldn't do that. And this is a Labour lie generated to scare people before the election. There will still be a hospital on that site. It will still have accident and emergency facilities. It will still have the great cancer specialisms that Charing Cross has. But clinicians, doctors, people with serious medical qualifications say that the NHS does need to change slightly to ensure that we save more lives, and that's what the Shaping a Healthier Future reorganisation of the NHS in North West London is doing. But there will still be a hospital on the Charing Cross site.
Is this accurate? Were they lies, a pack of lies, and that's Stephen Cowan and the Labour councillor coming out with? Or was it accurate with regards to what's going on with Charing Cross?
I can't speak for the Labour councillors because I'm here talking about the residents. But it's equally argued that the Conservatives were going around lying about what was happening by trying to pretend that the hospitals were going to be saved when there was nothing of the sort. Another thing I'd like to take up is this idea that all these homes which are being developed are for people in need of housing. I mean, the developer at Earl's Court has just been starting to market one-bedroom flats for £600,000. So I don't understand, how's that going to be property that ordinary Londoners can afford to buy?